What's going on, boys and girls? It's your boy Mark, representing Mark Prasad Fitness. Today I'm back with another video, a follow-up video of my previous Mr. Olympia prejudging video, and I want to give you my thoughts, my opinions on the Mr. Olympia final. Now, in my prejudging video, I had Phil Heath beating out Big Ramy in prejudging. Just for certain reasons. I think Big Ramy didn't look conditioned enough, and that was one thing. And I believe that Phil had him on a couple poses, especially from the back. I also did mention that Phil needed to control his gut a bit more, and Big Ramy looked a little flat. He didn't look like he had enough oil. His tan looked a little off as well. Just those little small things that made a difference in the way I perceived his physique to look compared to Big Ramy, compared to Phil Heath's physique. I think all of that changed in the night show in the finals when Phil Heath and Big Ramy came on. I think Big Ramy came in looking the best he's ever looked. I've never seen the guy look so amazing in terms of bringing the right proportion, bringing the right conditioning. I still think his conditioning needs to be worked on, but everything else that he brought was the best Big Ramy, the best package that I think he's ever brought on stage. Was it enough to beat Phil Heath? No. Phil Heath did win. That was my prediction, that he was going to win, and he did win. Ramy coming in second, William Bonac coming in third. Now, my opinions on it was I think Phil Heath he just edged out Big Ramy for the win. I mean, barely. I think he barely just beat him. Ramy brought in an amazing package. Phil Heath, he brought in some good conditioning. You know, his legs, you can see the lines, the definitions, the muscle separation. He's really hard to beat from the back, and I think personally his back poses, just the way he looked from the back, helped him edge out a win over Ramy. They say the Olympias won from the back, and I think Phil had enough to beat Ramy this time around. If Ramy could bring up his conditioning a bit more and just condition himself to where his muscles can pop a bit more, he's going to definitely be an Olympia one day. That's my prediction, that the Big Ramy will win the Olympia one day. And that's it. I also want to just say, look at William Bonac. The guy is, I think he just came out of nowhere last year, and he's making some moves in the bodybuilding scene like I don't think we've ever seen in a long time. This guy came from placing 15th to placing 8th to placing 5th and then to placing 3rd. Now, when you see jumps like that over a course of maybe just like 3, 4, 5 years, it's a testament to show you that how good this guy is and his potential. I see him as a top 2 Mr. Olympia competitor for years to come. He just needs to hit his condition a bit more, and you're definitely going to see that guy make some huge movements. He's going to bring, definitely his name is in the scene now. And William Bonac going forward, I only see big things for him. Big Ramy going forward, I only see bigger things for him. Like I said, I do see him as winning the Mr. Olympia one day. And Phil Heath, I think he's coming towards the end of his run. And I think next year will be a bit different. And I think that's where it ends in terms of the compliments and things like that. Now, the big talk on social media, the big thing right now is what a lot of people have been talking about is Phil Heath's midsection, his stomach, his gut. For other people who want to say that, I think it is a problem. I think it's a huge problem, and I think it needs to be addressed. I think he needs to address it, and I think he needs to fix it. If he wants to go forward and try to win his 8th Mr. Olympia, that stomach has to be in check. Now, I know when you're looking at judging, and when he hits his poses, most of the time he does have it under control. But it is a focal point, when you look at a bodybuilder and you look at him from the front, your eyes are always going to move towards the stomach, the midsection. It doesn't matter if you're a big 300-pound bodybuilder, if you're a physique guy, if you're a classic physique, if you're 212 bodybuilder, your eyes will always just stay focused mainly on the midsection, the stomach, and then you look at the arms and the chest, shoulders, legs, everything else. The only time you don't see the guy's stomach is when you're doing back poses, and that's where Phil Heath already has a strong point. So you can't think him in the back, but in the front he needs to freaking get that in check. I mean, he's representing the biggest bodybuilding competition in the world, and he needs to come in at his best. He needs to show a bit more consistency when he comes in to these shows, and he has to bring the full package. Not that he doesn't bring a full package, but he can always bring a better package. Especially if you have your stomach is protruding out and it's not looking good when you're relaxed. I think you need to look overall. You need to be a bit better, especially if you're representing at that high of a level. And that's about it. So the talk on social media, everybody's right, when they say that they make fun of his stomach, and instead of Phil coming back with harsh criticism or videos on social media being childish about the criticism, I think you should just take it on. I mean, these are his fans. These are people who are fans of the bodybuilding, who enjoy and pay to watch these shows or go to these shows, and they expect you to come at your best, especially if you're a guy that's only competing once or twice a year. What's your excuse? You really have no excuse to not come in looking at your best all the time. I know Sean Ray made some comments during the show, like, if this was any other day, if this was in any other competition, you can see this guy beating anybody out. But in reality, your mindset shouldn't even be at that point. If it's another day, if it was another competition, I mean, for any bodybuilder who only does like 2 or 3 shows, just say 2 shows a year, or if you're only doing 1 show a year, which is the Mr Olympia, you really have no excuse to not come in looking at your best. Period. There really is zero excuse for you coming in, mediocre, with a gut, or if your stomach's sticking out or lagging, something messed up. You messed up on your diet or your water. Then if you don't look good, then don't do the show, or don't expect to be placed really high. And that's it, period. Now, Phil, if you want to go on and continue to win an 8th and 9th, and you said you want to win 10 Mr Olympias, that's something you need to really address. A lot of people are talking about it. The fans are talking about it, and I'm pretty sure the executives over at the IFBB will take heed. I mean, we changed the sport around after the mass era of when Jay Cutler was the last big mass monster to hit the stage. They wanted to bring a more refined, a more aesthetic look back to bodybuilding, and you brought that when you started winning the Olympias, with Dexter coming in first, and then Jay winning a couple more, and then you came in, smaller frame guy, but you packed a punch, and you packed it well, and you were doing really well, and then you have this issue with your gut, so you really need to address it. The last 2 years, you really had no competition. I mean, Sean Roden and Dexter Jackson are great bodybuilders and stuff for that, but you had a free pass. Now Rami's on your tail, and you win the Olympia with not a subpar performance, but you barely squeaked by. So I think you need to address that, and you need to look into it. And I think you shouldn't be talking crap about people who are criticizing you. Louis Marco, I'm referencing Louis Marco here. He has every right to come out and say the things he did say, because it makes total sense, man. If you're coming out on the biggest bodybuilding platform stage looking subpar, especially if you only have 1 or 2 shows a year and you spend most of your time preparing for this show, there really is no excuse. And that's my end goal, the point I want to make. At the end of the day, I think Big Ramy came in looking amazing. If he comes in looking the way he looked this year, or even better next year, then I could see him winning the Olympia 100%. All he needs to do is work on his conditioning for his legs, get his muscles to the separation in his legs, the muscles in his legs to look a bit more separated. Maybe get some more separation in his back going, and the guy is going to be unbeatable at one point, and there's really nobody going to be capable of catching him. That's all I wanted to say about this. And I just wanted to follow up with my previous video. So if you guys have any feedback, if you guys don't agree with me, if you guys completely disagree with me, or you agree with me, leave some comments down below. If you're new to the channel, please make sure to hit that subscribe button, smash the like button. If you want to share this video, please go ahead and do so. And that's it. You know what it is, your boy Mark, representing Mark Prasad Fitness, and I'm out.